Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is part 3 of a multi-part series where we're working on rebuilding a 1994 EZ-GO TXT that was involved in the fire from the frame up. Today we're going to tackle some of the wiring. I'm Jeff, welcome to Car Crazy. Alright, here we go. I've got things kind of laid out here a little bit so we can get a good look at everything. Basically, I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you're following this video to try to figure something out on your own cart, it might not be the best advice until we get all done. So it's going to be a little trial and error. I'm hoping I can get all this buttoned up and working without smoking this controller that I spent a lot of money on. And I do have some wiring diagrams that I pulled up off the old trusty internet, so if it's on Google, it's got to be true. And a little bit of frustration going on, but we're going to get this figured out together. I'm going to start by knowing what I know goes to what. There's a few that are questionable, and then hopefully after I wrap my brain around this wiring diagram about 1,600 more times, it'll all make sense. But I've got the basics down. I've just got a couple questions in my mind, but I think for the most part I'm just going to tear into it, get as far as I can, and then those ones that I'm questioning, I may have to research a little further. But we'll start with what we know to do and see how far we can get on this thing today. So I'll try to keep my hands out of the way as much as possible. I do have two wiring diagrams. One is for the original wiring as this cart would have been new from the factory with the original controller, and the other one is off the Alltrax website, which is what the controller model is, converting from the original to the Alltrax and where everything goes. So I think between the two, if these are the right diagrams, we'll be able to get this figured out lickety-split. Factory wiring harness is right here. We're going to tap into that, and then this would be basically the resemblance of the original forward and reverse switch, and then of course solenoid. Some of this is going to have to be cut off and changed because the wires aren't long enough and things like that, but for the most part I think we can make sense of this. I did pick up, I'll show you, ordered these from a guy that makes these in one of the groups that I'm on Facebook. These are called Marble Tech cables, and really good quality. You can get this colored in whatever you want: green, checkered flag, black. I think there's maybe 20 or so different combinations. I just went with the traditional red because I'm old school, and these are nice thick, I don't know if I said that, 2-gauge cables, so not even close to being ready for that yet, but we'll get there hopefully by the end of this video. Alright, after a lot of researching and figuring out what goes where here, I think we're ready to drop a battery in here and see what we've got. I did have to order longer cables, which took a little bit to come in. The first original ones I got were too short, and I did run down and grab a fuse. It's always good to put a fuse on these side. Unfortunately they only had 175 amp, and then as I was at the checkout I realized it's only 32 volts, which probably isn't going to work because I'm going to put a 48 volt battery in here, but if nothing else we can run it without a fuse for just a little bit while we're checking and making sure everything works. But yeah, let's get that battery dropped in and see what we got. Alright, I've double checked and triple checked even a couple things. I think we're ready to give this thing the juice. I did throw that fuse on here. It may blow instantly, and that's fine. I'll just hook it direct without a fuse, but I at least wanted to try it. Can't find the key switch. Don't know where I put it, so I just ran a temporary I don't have it hooked up yet, but we would complete this circuit and that would be our on-off switch. But the first thing I want to do is just give it some voltage and see what we got. Cross your fingers. Well, so far so good. It's on, nothing's smoking. You check for voltage here. Got our voltage. Fuse is not blown. Not seeing any voltage at the key switch. Maybe due to this guy. I think I might need power there. Alright, pretty sure my red needs to be hooked up also. I do have a ground coming off the solenoid, but I do not. I see it on the original EZ-GO paperwork or wiring, but I don't see it on the all tracks. But I'm wondering if that's got to go to ground. It would almost have to. It's certainly not going to hurt it. It is just a ground, after all. Alright, let's try this again. I'll turn my ignition switch off by removing the wire. I've got my other wire there, I've got my ground wire from my solenoid. I think that should be everything. Last thing I want to do is burn this thing down to the ground twice, so here we go. Okay, we're live. Should have, yep, we've got voltage on our key switch. So let's, key should be on. Oh, hey, hey, it lives. Simulating going into forward. Try not to run myself over. Wow. Very responsive all-tracks controller. There's a green light that lights up. Wow. That is awesome. Yes. Just going to check a couple things. Of course, we just went forward and backwards, but I just want to make sure nothing's getting warm. Don't see any signs of a real problem. You do need to get a nut on here so that doesn't flop off, because I do want to go for a little test drive. So, success! That is great. Let me button up a couple things. I'm just going to shut the power off for a second. Put some tools away. We'll get some kind of makeshift seat on here, and we'll go for a little ride. Alright, let's take this bad boy for a test drive. We can listen for differential noises and check the brakes and things like that. Threw a zip tie on my solenoid just so that wouldn't fall off. Very, very temporary, obviously, just because I want to make sure everything's good to go, but pretty excited. So let's go for a ride and see what we got. Whew. Brakes are definitely noisy, but that's to be expected from sitting for quite a while. does move and work and operate. Not terribly noisy, which is good. The rest we can figure out, hopefully. Don't mind my squeaky chair here. Ugh. There's my temporary chair. Whew. Well, not sure about the speed, but we can definitely work on that. It may be, I don't know, could be any number of things. Could be a setting in that controller. I wouldn't think that it would be that slow, but all things to investigate. But man, am I happy. We came a long way on this one, and got a long way to go, obviously, but super stoked that it runs and moves. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thanks for coming along. This has been an interesting journey so far. We've got a long way to go on this cart, but got it working and moving. Super happy about that. The rest of it we can figure out. It works, it runs, it does what it's supposed to, and we'll get it cranked up on the speed. We'll button up some of this wiring and then figure out where we're going to go from there. Got some ideas. Maybe not the traditional storm body, you know, new seats like you're thinking. I might actually make a back forward facing seat from scratch for this one. I like the idea of having passengers, but when they're facing the other way, it's kind of hard to have a conversation. So just something that's been rolling around in my brain. Maybe I'll work something up, make a back seat kit. The only problem with that is trying to find a body to put on it. So who knows? Put your comments down below on what you'd like to see next on this guy. We'll see you next time on Kart Crazy.